very welcome to yet another pulsating edition of the program CAC Weekly, a weekly program that keeps you abreast on the activities and the achievements of the Corporate Affairs Commission. I am Amina Jibril, and we will be right back after this break. To stay with us. Now, welcome back. We start with the cheering news that the Corporate Affairs Commission has stepped up the effort to sensitize Nigerians, particularly proprietors of small businesses, on the need to formalize their business for optimal benefit. The CAC, in conjunction with the Abuja Enterprise Agency, AEA, staged a one-stop shop at the iFair 2020-2021 Innovation Center, Airport Road. iFair is an initiative of the Embassy of the State of Israel in Nigeria, in collaboration with the Office of the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Oshimbajo, GCON. It is born out of the need to raise a generation of innovators, inventors, and researchers in Nigeria, especially among youth. Participants in the 6-month initiative must be 21 years and above, hold a degree from a tertiary institution, must be smart, innovative, and motivated. Areas of focus must be agriculture and food security, food technology, and medical device and simulation, amongst others. The second grand finale conference is scheduled for 6th to 7th April 2021 to give participants opportunity to present their projects to potential investors after amendments and alterations. CAC Weekly wishes them the very best of luck. It is one innovation after another as the CAC has restated its resolve to, in the near future, adopt extensible business reporting language, XBRL, in the filing of financial statements by companies, similar to what obtains in the United Kingdom. The Registrar General and CEO of the Commission, Alhaji Garba Abubakar, stated this while receiving the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria, FRC, led by its acting executive secretary and CEO, Ihanyi Anyahara, on a courtesy visit to the Commission. Alhaji Garba Abubakar stressed that the UK Companies House does not receive financial statements in PDF format, but on XBRL, hence the need for its adoption in Nigeria in order to move to the next level. He revealed that there was an ongoing project being supported by the EU in that regard, and therefore pledged to bring the FRC on board, particularly in the area of the design of the disclosure requirement to ensure that it was consistent with standards. The RG said such collaboration was necessary to achieve interagency collaboration and to avoid huge waste of funds to replicate functions, as well as the need to respect each other's mandate in the discharge of their functions. Garba Abubakar, however, while commenting on the request for the setting up of a repository of financial statements, cautioned the FRC against overstepping the scope of its mandate to avoid unnecessary conflicts.
Laws enacted, specifically setting up the Accounting Standard Board, and then thereafter you had the Financial Reporting Act. So it wasn't a young issue of one individual taking decision to take that important agency to the Ministry of Trade. And in other countries, particularly Singapore, the responsibility for accounting regulation and corporate regulation is even combined in one agency. You have ACRA, Accounting and Corporate Regulatory Authority, which is responsible for the administration of companies and also issuing accounting standards, to show you the relationship. So our country is large, it's not a one-city country. So that responsibility may not be placed on one agency. So it's good that the two agencies are independent, but we still have to collaborate and work together.
Speaking earlier, the Acting Executive Secretary, Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria, Ihanyi Anyahara, said they were at the CAC to, amongst others, reinvigorate their relationship with the Commission. He used the forum to applaud the reform initiatives of the Commission and the successful commencement of the implementation of CAMA 2020. Ihanyi Anyahara harped on the need for the two agencies to continue to complement one another and noted with delight the Registrar General's personal moral support to the FRC as far back as 2012 and enjoined him to continue to render such support to the agency. And we now move to our regular interview segment. As we all know, the CAPA 2020 is embedded with many innovations. Now, following its implementation, the Corporate Affairs Commission is soon to roll out another innovation. It is called the Entities Electronic Account. In this interview, Mr. Tolulope Shonaike, the Assistant Director of Registry Department, and Malam Muhammad Abdullahi speak to us on the Entities Electronic Account. Sit back, relax, as you get to know the objectives and benefits derivable from the innovation.
Gentlemen, welcome to you all.
Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Mr. Tolulope, I'm going to start with you. Sometimes in February this year, the Commission did notify customers on the need for them to apply to the Commission for the creation of, electronic entities account. So help us break it down. What does it entail and what does it intend to achieve?
Thank you very much. Electronic entities account, properly addressed as entities electronic account. It's an introduction that allows the company to dispense with physical wet ink signature, so long as they have authorized somebody in that behalf to authenticate whatever documents they are submitting to the Commission. Now, Section 101 provides that a document or proceeding that will require authentication can be authenticated by either a director, a secretary, or such other persons as the company may authorize in that behalf. So the objective is simply to simplify the process of submission of documents to the Commission. Now, you do want to understand that every document that will come to the Commission, we must have the proof that that document was authorized by the company.
Okay.
Because company acts through two organs. You have the members at general meeting, and then you have the board of directors. When these decisions are taken, these decisions are expected, if there are special resolutions, to be filed with the Commission. Now, the only way to know that these decisions are taken is for somebody to take responsibility for them and endorse them. So this form satisfies that requirement, since the law says anybody can authorize it.
Okay.
So once it's created and anybody submits a document using that company's entity, the entity's account created on the Commission's portal, it is taken as duly authenticated.
Okay. For a limited liability company, you have a number of directors. So one or two people, one person will definitely be authorized, to sign on behalf of others. For a one-man business, what happens?
Yeah,
he has to sign himself, or he has to authorize his staff to
choice.
sign.
If you look at the provision, it gives a choice to the entity. So the entity may decide whoever he wants to sign, but whoever is signing is deemed to be an officer of that company. So even for a single shareholder company or a one-man company, he can elect to endorse himself as the authenticating officer, authorize himself. He can also authorize some other person in that behalf.
Okay.
But where you have more than one director, you need majority of the directors.
Okay. Is this creation of account done online or offline?
The creation of the account is done offline, because at that
Why
level,
offline?
At that level, you require the directors, those who are conferring this authority on the designated person, to sign. So we have to be sure, we have to compare those signatures with what we have in that file. Once this is done, it will be manual and sent to us by courier. Once it is created, the credentials for the account will be sent to the person created as the authorized officer. And the notice of the creation of the account will be sent to all the directors whose emails will be required in the application.
Okay.
As that time going forward, every other thing will be done online.
Okay. All right. Let me come to Malam Muhammad Abdullahi, who is the technical assistant to the Registrar General, and then you are the technical man behind the scene. From February till date, what is the response like from customers as far as this entity's account is concerned?
After the notice of February 18, so far we have received over 35 applications.
35?
So, 35.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can say it's not that encouraging.
Okay. Okay. Why do you think you have a low number?
I think we need to talk about the benefits
of
the electronic accounts.
Is it because people don't know the benefit, that's why you have a lower number?
Probably. And again, we have publicized it. The benefit, it simplifies processes. And then since we have now digitalized our processes, all transactions are electronically done. And by 31st of this month, we are going to close all manual processes. Okay. So we are encouraging the entities to come and get these electronic accounts to allow them to be able to file electronically, because the account shall be administered by an officer of the company. The account will allow entities to submit documents and statutory filings by electronic means. And also, it enhances ease of doing business because it will reduce time, and the process is now efficient and cost saving.
Okay.
These are part of the benefits of having an electronic account.
Mr. Tololokpa, do you want to add to some of the benefits too, as far as ease of doing business is concerned?
Yes, like Mohamed said, the core objective and benefit, the main benefit here is that it enhances efficiency in the process, by reducing costs and by also ensuring speed. Because now all you have to do once created is to just send documents electronically to us. So you don't have to be taking documents to directors to sign. And then when we see it, since we know that you were duly authorized in that behalf, created as the administrator, we don't have to start looking to see whether your signature is on record or not. So we can promptly deal with your applications.
Okay. All right. Let me come back to Malam Muhammad. Just how easy is it to create this entity's account?
It's very easy, but we have a process. The process is that the company or entity, not only company, because we have other registered entities like business name, incorporated trustees, and companies also. We have a framework. The company or any entity, they will now download the form on our website, cac.gov.ng. When they get there, they will now see an electronic application form for creation of accounts.
Okay.
And it is expected that they will download, fill the form appropriately. Majority of the directors, if it's a company, or trustees, or partners of a business name. In case of only sole proprietor in business name, that sole proprietor will now write. And they will now designate an authorizing officer, authorized officer. So that officer authorized will be the administrator of the company account. And in turn, that administrator can also create another officer in the company to do transaction on behalf of that company. Okay. Yes.
All right. We'll come back to you to talk us through the framework, but let me go to Mr. Tololokpa.
And one other thing we need to add is that where you do create it now, you cannot benefit from the reduced cost, because if you don't submit using your entity's electronic account, then you must submit using an accredited agent.
I wanted to jump in here. How much does it cost to create this account?
It's free.
Because people, when they hear account, it's always associated with money. So they will say, how much does it cost to create this account? Especially when it has to do with registration.
You would have talked about that when addressing framework, but let's just talk about it now. It's actually free.
Okay.
Totally and absolutely free.
Okay.
Right? Just download the form. It's a fillable PDF.
Okay.
And it's important that people know that you cannot complete the parameters, the fields longhand. It must be typewritten, it must be printed. So it's a fillable PDF. Once you download it, you can fill it even on the system.
Okay.
And you just send it to us by courier. Right? And once that is done, it saves you a lot of cost. You don't need an accredited agent to file things like annual returns, change of directors, increase in share capital, all those post-incorporation applications. But if you don't have it, if your entity does not have it, whether a company, business, or incorporated trustees, you will be forced to engage the services of somebody with an account with the CAC, and that person will only be an accredited agent.
Okay. For those companies that have been existing before now, do they still need to create their entities? Okay, every company in
because every company
whether you existed for 50 years or 100 years.
Every company has post-incorporation application.
Okay, you did talk about filling a form and then sending it by courier. People will say, can't I just fill online and send it online?
I explained earlier that you need to obtain the signature of
But we have this a provision for online signature,
Yeah,
don't
but
we?
this is something that goes to the root and it's fundamental.
Okay.
It's very, very fundamental.
Okay.
So we have to be sure that the persons who are, the person who is created is so created, it's so authorized. So it's not something you want to just take any chance or give any room for.
Okay. Right. So the signatures must be verified.
Must be verified.
Okay. All right. So let me come to Malam Mohammed. Talk us through the framework for this entity's account.
The first thing is the request for the electronic account. How can they request the electronic account? Is by downloading the form. It's a fillable PDF. They will fill the details, and the majority of the directors, trustees, or partners will now sign, and then they will return the form to the commission through designated courier. When we receive the form in the commission, what we do, we will verify and authenticate the authenticity of the form based on the information given. And once it is done, we will now create the account, and the account will be sent, and the details of the account will be sent to the authorized officer of the company, and also in turn we will notify the directors or partners or trustees of that application.
Okay.
So by that, we have now given them access to do their electronic transaction with the commission.
Okay.
Filing their statutory return or any other document. And then the creation is free.
Okay. Okay.
It's free.
It's free.
It's
okay.
free.
Not along the line.
Well, services have cost.
Yes.
Okay. What do you mean by services?
Yeah,
have
because
cost?
just to clarify, to put,
yes,
to provide a proper context for that, they can sit at the comfort of their homes, right in the comfort of their homes, and just submit their applications,
Okay.
not at no cost.
Oh, okay.
Because services are at a cost.
Okay.
What is free is the creation of the account.
Okay. So where does the services come in?
Well, services like you want to give us notice of appointment of your directors.
Okay.
You want to change your company or business name or incorporate trustees name.
Okay.
You want to remove trustees. You want to file statutory returns.
Okay.
All those obligations come at a cost, because those are the services that we provide as a commission.
Okay.
As also custodians of public records,
Okay.
company business records.
And every category has its amount.
Every category, every service has an amount.
Okay.
Once you are created and you go to your portal to the post incorporation section, you see all the services. You click on the one you want to take, and it will tell you how much that service.
If I can interject,
okay, please do.
All the services are there. When you logged in, you see the types of the services that you are going to carry out, and then each service is auto assessed by the system.
Okay.
So, and we have schedules of fees. We publish it on our website.
Okay.
You can get the schedules of fees of all the type of transaction we do and the appropriate fee attached to.
Mr. Toluok, but are people really complying with the provision of the CAMA 2020?
Well, yes.
When you look at it randomly.
Yes, I mean, for those, don't forget again that these compliance obligation will become active to you when you need to do something.
Yeah, okay.
So for those that are active, yes, because since January 4th, being the first working day of the month, for the first month of the year for 2021, since that date, every application that came were verified under the new law, CAMA 2021, right? So companies are obligated in any way. I mean, whether I don't want to use the word compel, but they are required to transact with us within the remit of CAMA 2021, and to also make that easier, we publish the company's regulations 2021. Yes, I mean, people are complying. They don't. If you must access any service now, it must be within the remit of CAMA 2021. What I will advise for everybody, because this is an operator's handbook, you know, you may not find it in this format, but the idea is that there's company's regulation 2020. You see, there are 4 components to it. You have the regulations, the prescriptive part, you know, about 50 prescriptions, you know, that helps you, tells you how to do things, right, on every service. And then you have the forms. All the forms that you need for services, they are actually online, right? They are electronic forms. But they will also reproduce here so that you can familiarize yourself with them, you can study them,
Okay.
and ask questions when necessary. And then you have the schedule of fees.
Okay.
The one Mohammed just mentioned.
Okay.
You know, for every service,
Okay.
you know, that we provide, the fees are there.
Maybe you guys will tell us one or two, so that for people who are anxious to know how much am I going to pay for this, the most common services.
Mostly will be things like annual returns, which is compulsory for every company. Anyway, that there's no choice in that. You must file your annual returns. And then you have increase in shares. You also have changes in the company information, you know, directors and shareholders and all of that. For annual returns, for instance, for private companies it's 5,000 naira.
Okay.
And then for public companies it's 10,000 naira. There's also the component of penalty when you file outside the time required by law. For annual returns, it's a one-off penalty that we apply now. Okay. Right? Even though the law makes it a daily penalty. Okay. And not a daily penalty, but against the officers at the company. But now we apply just one-off against the company. Okay. For the small companies, it's 5,000 naira. 5,000 naira. And for the private but not small companies, big companies, there are conditions for all these things. It is 10,000 naira. And for the public companies, it's 25,000 naira. Okay. You know, and then you have when you have daily fees, it's also graduates alongside size of company. For small companies, the daily penalty will be 250 naira. For companies other than private, it's 500 naira, and for public companies, it's 1,000 naira. Okay. So people should just take time to. It's available on our website. Okay. Download it and read it. If you must make it, bind it into hard copies for your ease of reference, fine, do that. Or get familiar with it.
Okay. All right.
And even the law is there.
The law is there.
Yeah.
So
the CAC 2020 is also on the website with the regulations.
With the regulations. So you can, both of them, the resources are there, you can download them.
Oh, okay. All right. As we wind down, Malam Mohammed, how easier does the Commission intend to make the online registration going forward?
Okay. The vision of the Commission is to make the whole processes end-to-end, and we have already started it as part of the digitalization drive of the Commission. So we want a situation whereby all what you want to do, you don't need to come to our office physically. You can do it there and then and get it. Okay. And it is very simple, veritable user experience. Okay. Yes. All right. And this form is the electronic form for creation of electronic entities account, and then it is one of the forms in the regulation. Okay. It's a one form fits all. Okay. It is for all the entities. That's why we call it entities electronic account. Okay. It is used for business name, IT, and companies. Okay. So you are required to choose the one you're registering for.
Where you fall and what your structure is. You just go to the appropriate column that applies to you.
Okay. Really, our registry now is becoming the best in Africa and one of the best in the world. Okay. Yes, we have our electronic certificates that carries QR code for easy verification and validation. And I can tell you, in all the jurisdictions in Africa, we are the first to do this.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. So that's a big tumble.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes, well, the risk of bumping your chest yourself, doing your own trumpet. Then what I also want to add to what my colleague just mentioned is that, yes, I mean, our vision is end-to-end electronic solution for both registration and post-registration. Now, before the COVID era, I mean, our timelines for registration of company was 24 hours?
24 hours.
One day. And then for name availability,
4 hours.
4 hours, you know. And since the unfortunate incidents of COVID, which is still with us, because the regulations are still with us and we operate within the confines of those regulations. I mean, we've had to suspend those timelines. But where the Commission hopes to be when everything stabilizes is a place where you can commence and conclude your registration, whether company, business names, and corporate trustees, in matters of hours, not even 24 hours, not 1 day. In matters of 5-6 hours, you can do that. You know, that's where we're going to be. That's where we hope to be, and that's where we trust we'll be in a matter of months from now, when everything stabilizes.
Other again is that we work now all days. Even on weekends now we generate certificates.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yes. So there is no weekend.
No weekend.
Yeah, because our police officers are enabled to work from anywhere.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's a good one for those who want to do their registration weekend.
Anytime.
All right. Gentlemen, I'm afraid we just have to leave it here. Mr. Tululokbe Shonaike, Assistant Director, Registry Department. You're a familiar voice on this program.
Well, sorry to say. Thank you very much.
All right. And Madam Muhammad Abdullahi, Technical Assistant to the Registrar General, CAC. Gentlemen, thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right.
Thank you.
And on that note, we bring to a close this week's edition of the program CAC Weekly. We do hope you enjoyed watching. Now, for comments and inquiries, please take advantage of our social media handles and our helplines. On Twitter, it is at CAC Nigeria 1. On Instagram and Facebook, it is Corporate Affairs Commission. Our email is cservice@cac.gov.ng, and our website is on www.cac.gov.ng. You could also reach us via our helplines at 081-822-99016 or 081-822-98971, 090-874-01598 or 090-874-01599 and 090-874-01600. Do join us next week for yet another interesting edition of the program. Same time, same station. From me, Amina Jabro, and the whole team, it is bye for now.